First of all, thanks for being here in my YouTube channel. So friends, in this video number 6 on the CSAT exam preparation paper 2 video. So now we will be solving a question that is important concept question on the topic called coordinate geometry. So coordinate geometry, volume, area. So when you take this, it is an huge syllabus, right? So if you take area, you have to learn many formulas. Volume, many formulas are there. If you take coordinate geometry, circle, rectangle. So you have many different concepts and many formulas. But here, what I'm going to teach now in this video number 6, it's a small concept inside a topic of coordinate geometry, but important topic too. For the reason 2 years of many tough level exams on aptitude session, you can able to see these kinds of question. Usually they will give you 2 points, right? So 1, 2, 6, 7 or minus 6, 7. Some points will be given. Either that point can be a 2-dimensional or that point can be 3-dimensional. Our target is to find what is the distance of the 2 points. And the same concepts can be asked in a many different way. The concept will be same, but the question variations can be in a different model. Right? It's one of the important concept I'm going to teach here now. So it's a 6th video. So friends, do not forget to watch all my previous videos of CSAT exam. I will be posting all the videos as soon as possible, all the topic videos. So first video we have seen like set theory and then Venn diagram based concepts and then direction, blood relation, arrangement. So now it's a 6th video that is on coordinate geometry, right? So now in this video, what we are going to learn is to find the distance between the points. So when you take the word points, the points can be either a 2-dimensional or else the point can be 3-dimensional, right? So by seeing a question itself, you can easily guess the points are 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional. For example, if the question is a 2-dimensional based, you can able to see only 2 values. So A, this is called as a 2-dimensional value. Why? Because so inside a you can able to see only 2 numbers are given. So if only 2 numbers are given, then it is a 2-dimensional. In case in the question, if 3 values are given, right? So like this, then it is called as a 3-dimensional. X-axis, Y-axis, Z-axis. So this will be X-axis and Y-axis. Always consider the value as this will be X1. This will be Y1, X2 and Y2. If it is a 2-dimensional, we have only X-axis and Y-axis, right? So only 2 values. If it is a 3-dimensional, we have 3 values. One is X-axis, Y-axis, Z-axis. X1, Y1, Z1, X2, Z2, Y2, right? So once for solving a question in this video, what I'm going to solve now, all the questions I'm going to solve only by a formula, right? You have to learn this formula, but remember one thing, the same question can be solved in 2 different ways. One is by a formula method, right? So formula will be, so D is the distance, what we need to find, D. So square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square, so plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. This is the formula, right? Very easy formula. You don't want to sit and by heart many times. X2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. So square and overall square root. This formula is for a 2-dimensional. If it is a 3-dimensional, you have to another one z2 minus z2 the whole square. Same thing. So friends, understood or not, right? So this formula is for 2D and this complete formula is for 3D. Right? So it is always better to learn the formula to solve these kinds of questions. Why? Because the same question, the same model question can also be solved by a Pythagoras theorem. Everyone knows it. What is called as Pythagoras theorem? C square is equal to a square plus b square. So a basic Pythagoras theorem formula we can apply and we can find the answer. But when it comes to a 3-dimensional shape, you might struggle to find the distance. At that time, Pythagoras theorem is not applicable. If it is a 2-dimensional, we can use a Pythagoras theorem. But if it is a 3-dimensional, finding a value of the Pythagoras theorem is not easy. Just see here, this is the graph, right? So everyone knows it, how the graph will be. This will be 1, 2. In the childhood, we have a graph sheets like this in the schooling times, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So just see, what we need to do is they usually give you 2 points. right? 1 comma 2. So x1 will be 1, x2 will be 6. Similarly 6 comma 2. So we will point like this, right? If it is x-axis is 1, y-axis is 2. So we have to point here. x2 is 6, right? Somewhere around here, and it is 2. So here. So this will be A and this will be B. So we put a straight line like this, and our target is to find what is the distance of this straight line. So for finding it, we can use a Pythagoras theorem, right? So either we can use a Pythagoras theorem or else we can directly use a distance formula, right? So that's the reason I'm saying every time we can't draw this chart in the exams and we can't able to find by using a Pythagoras theorem. So that's the reason what I'm doing is I'm going to solve all the question only by a formula method. In case if you want to solve the same question by a Pythagoras theorem, I will solve in the upcoming videos. But here mostly try to solve the question by a formula method. That will be very easy. And second, importantly, in some difficult sort of question, what they usually do is they will give you a distance, right? The distance will be given, but some values will not be given. For example, x2 will be question mark. So our target is to find what is the value of the question mark. Or else in some area, after finding the distance of the line, our target is to find what is the area of the circle. After finding the small line, our target is to find what is the radius of the circle. So many diameter of the circle. So many concept of question can be asked from the same area, that is coordinate geometry, 2D, 3D points, right? So I think this is enough in this first initial stage of the video, right? So now we are entering into the questions. So again, the questions I have not yet asked on any CSAT exam till date, but you can able to see some of the memory based question papers of in 2018 63rd question paper, I think 63rd question, I think so, it is based upon a circles. So many questions are there based upon a circles, based upon a triangle, and based upon a cuboid, painting one side of the cube. So these kinds of questions you can able to see more on CSAT exam. 1 or 2 will be there, but there is a chance of asking these kinds of questions on the upcoming exams. So that's the reason I'm going to teach here, right? So now let me move on to the question, all the question based on the finding the distance of the points. Question number 1. So the distance between 2 points A bracket 1 comma 2 and B bracket 4 comma 6 is. So our target is to find what is the distance between 2 points. So first look into the value inside the bracket 1 comma 2 and second value 4 comma 6. They have given only 2 values. So which means that the given question is a 2-dimensional, not a 3-dimensional. If it is a 3-dimensional, 3 numbers will be given, right? Only if there are 2 numbers, then it is a 2-dimensional. And second, importantly, some students will have a doubt whether if this letter can be A, it can be X, or X and Y will be given, sometimes A, B, or sometimes M and N, or sometimes without this A and B, they will be only brackets. It can be on any format, but don't worry about that. What you need to do is you need to look into the values inside the bracket and decide that this is X1, this will be Y1. So this will be X2 and this will be Y2. That's it. Our target is to find the distance. So what is the distance formula? Initially we learn a complete square root. Inside the square root, x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, right? Because of 2-dimensional, it is enough to write only 2 terms. If it is a 3-dimensional, we have to write z2 minus z1. Some students know whether there is a 4-dimensional. No. If it is a 4-dimensional, it comes in the concept called volume, cuboid area. So we don't want to learn those 4-dimensional images. It's 3-dimensional image is enough, right? So now x2 minus x1. When you take x2 value, it's 4, right? So square root of x2 will be 4, x1 will be 1, the whole square. So plus y2. So y2 will be 6, y1 will be 2, whole square. So 4 minus 1 will be 3 square, 6 minus 1 will be 4 square. So 3 square will be 9, 4 square will be 16. So 16 plus 9 will be square root of 25. So finally distance will be 5. That's it. Right? So the answer for this question where the distance is 5, right? So when you mark the values in the chart, for example, I am saying if you mark these 2 points in the chart, they will be definitely a straight line will be there like this. And our target is to find the distance. So some students, what they usually do is they find the distance by using a Pythagoras theorem because it's a slope, right? If it is a slope, then this value and this value will be given based upon the chart. They determine these 2 values and they apply the Pythagoras theorem to find the answer. That is also another way of solving, but it is not needed for these kinds of question. Why? Because if there is any difficult question or if there is any one value missing in the question, at that case we can't able to find by Pythagoras theorem. We have to use only by a formula method. The formula is also easy. You don't want to take time to buy out the formula. Just an easy formula: x2 minus x1 the whole square, y2 minus y1 the whole square. That's it for 2D. Right? So this will be the answer for the first question. And some students, after solving a question, in some areas I am saying the value can be a root of 41 or the value can be root of 31. So that doesn't mean that you have made a mistake, right? The value can be in any format, right? Either it can be an exact number 5 or it can be somewhere around root of 31. So that doesn't mean that you have done a wrong, right? You have solved in a wrong way. So whatever the answer be, just substitute the value correctly and you will get the answer, right? Answer can be in a perfect number or it can be in the form of square root or it can be 5 root 2. Any format can be there, right? So this will be the answer for question number 1. So here is the second question. So the distance between the points A 4, minus 7 and B minus 1, 5. So similarly our target is to find what is the distance between the points. The points can be either all the values can be in positive or else it can be positive and negative. Anyway, we have to first fix the value. So this will be x1 and this will be y1 and this will be x2 and this will be y2, right? So if it is a y1, you should not consider only 7, you should take the complete value minus 7, right? So similarly our target is to find the distance and it's a two-dimensional image. So complete square root, inside the square root x2 minus x1 the whole square, so plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, so is equal to square root of x2. So x2 will be minus 1 minus of x1, x1 will be 4. Next will be y2, so y2 will be 5, so minus of y1, y1 will be minus 7, already minus here, so bracket of minus 7 the whole square. So this will be minus 1 minus 4 will be minus 5 square, so plus, so 5 minus of minus will be plus, so 5 plus 7 will be 12, so 12 square. So this will be minus 5 the whole square will be plus 25, so 12 square will be 144. So when you add both the numbers, resultant will be square root of 169, so which will be 13. So finally the distance between the points will be 13, right? So don't make the mistake. Some students, what they used to do is they will take only 7, right? If it is minus 7, you have to consider the y1 value as completely minus 7, right? So this will be the answer for question number 2. So here is the question number 3. So find the distance between the following pair of points, right? So similarly our target is to find the distance between the pair of points, but by seeing a point we can decide that it's not a two-dimensional, it's a three-dimensional. Why? Because inside a bracket they have given 3 numbers. So it's definitely a three-dimensional image. For this three-dimensional image, our target is to find the distance, right? So first, similarly you have to consider x1, y1 and z1. So similarly x2, y2 and z2. So now apply the formula. So what is the formula that we learned for the distance? So first complete square root. Inside that square root, x2 minus x1 the whole square, so plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, so plus z2 minus z2 and the whole square, right? So now apply the values inside the bracket. So x2, what is x2 here? x2 will be 4, so this will be 4. And what about x1? x1 will be 2, so minus of whole square plus y2, so y2 will be 3, y1 will be 3 whole square plus z2, so z2 will be 1 and the z1 will be 5 the whole square, right? So now 4 minus 2, so 4 minus 2 will be 2, so 2 square, and this will be 3 minus 3 will be 0, so plus 1 minus 5, so 1 minus 5 will be minus 4, so minus 4 the whole square. So now 2 square will be 4 and 4 square will be 16. So finally we got an answer of square root of 20. If required, we can even simplify this. For example, square root of 20 can be written as 5 into 4, and when you take the square root for 4, it will be 2 root 5. So sorry, based upon the options we can mark either the answer can be square root of 20 or else it can be 2 root 5, right? So So this will be the answer for question number 3. So that's the reason I have said initially I have told you learning the formula will be one of the easy way to find the answer for it, right? So now we have learned the basics how to find the distance, but there are some different sort of question can be asked from the same area what I'm going to teach now, right? So just 2 question or 3 question I will be teaching which was asked in some of the difficult level competitive exams. To solve those kind of question, first you have to know what is this, how to find the distance, right? How to find the distance between the points. So once you know how to solve it, then solving some tough level question based upon this area will be easy. So here we have learned 3 question. So now what I'm going to do here is I will be giving you an homework question, right? So just see, you can able to see 2 homework question. One is based upon a 2-dimensional and the second is based upon a 3-dimensional. So here is the homework question. Try to solve this homework question and check whether you are getting the answers, right? So video is not ended. Now we are getting into some different sort of question by using this same concept. So question number 4. So calculate the area of a circle with a center and a point. So they have given 2 points, right? One is the center and second is the point P, 6, 4. So first understand the question what exactly they have given. Our target is to find what? Our target is to find area of the circle, right? So area of the circle formula will be pi r square. So we need to find what is the area of the circle, which is pi r square, and pi we know 22/7, but the problem here is we need to find what is the value of r. So that r they have given with the center C 2, 1 and the point P 6, 4. So when just listen here, if it is a circle, if we need to find the area of the circle, we have to know the radius of it. So only if we know the radius, we can able to find what is the area of the circle. So if we need to know the radius, so this will be the radius length, right? The distance of the radius. So here this act as a point, center point, which they have given 2, 1. So this will be the center, which is 2, 1, and this will be the point which is 6, 4. So by using these 2 points what they have given in a question, initially we can find the distance of the line, which is the length of the line. So once we find the length of the line, if it is a circle, this line act as a radius. So we can able to find what is the area of the circle, right? So first what we can do here is we can find what is the distance of that line, right? So C will be 2, 1. So C will be 2, 1. And next point will be 6, 4. So consider this first value as x1 and y1. So this will be x2 and y2. So we can apply this distance formula, and here they have given only 2 numbers. So we can easily decide it's a 2-dimensional, and they too they have given a circle here. So definitely a 2D. So x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, right? So square root of x2. So x2 is what? 6. x1 is what? 2, the whole square. So plus y2. So y2 will be 4, y1 will be 1, the whole square. So now 6 minus 2. So 6 minus 2 will be 4 square. So 4 minus 1 will be 3 square. So 4 square will be 16, 3 square will be 9. So square root of 25, so 5. So now we initially found what is the distance, right? The distance, which means these 2 point distance will be 5. So once we find the value of the distance which act as a radius of the circle. So now what is the final answer? We need to find what is the area of the circle. So area of the circle formula will be pi r square, and now we by using the 2 points we have found the radius length which is 5. So pi 5 the whole square. So answer will be 25 pi. So answer for this question which is 25 pi. So friends, understood or not, right? So that's the reason initially I have taught you what is called as 2-dimensional. What if I directly teach this? No student, right? None of them can able to understand what I am doing here. So that's the reason first initially I have taught you what is called as a distance, right? 2 points, 2-dimensional, and 3 points, 3-dimensional images, how to find the distance for it. And in order to solve all these kinds of things, that's the reason I didn't teach you the Pythagoras theorem also. I have teach you the formula method. Right? So now I hope you understood why we have learned initially those 2 formulas, and now that formula how we are applying here to find the answer. Right? So this will be the answer for the question number 4. Just see, right? So these kinds of question, once we find the distance of this line, we can able to find the area of the circle. So once we understood the distance of the line, we can able to find the area of the square. In case if there are 4 lines similar to this, we can easily find what is the area of the square. So similar sort of question can be asked from this concept, right, the points concept. So friends, here is the 5th question, and it's the exact question what they have asked in 2019 year, and it is not a CSAT question, it's one of the central government exam question, right? So find the value of y for which the distance between the points a 2, 3 and b 10, y is 10 units. So just see here, our target is to find what is the value of y, but the distance has been given, distance will be 10 units, and we know the formula, right, for whether it's a 2D or 3D, it's a 2D because there are only 2 numbers are given in, so it's a 2-dimensional line. So now what we need to do is write the formula, substitute all the values, and we have to find what is the value of y, right? So just see, we know the formula, distance is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square, so plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. This is the formula. So now the d value is directly given in the question. For the past 3-4 questions, we have found what is the value of d. But here in this 5th question, the value of d is 10 units, and our target is to find the second point, second value. So this will be x2, y2, right? So now distance is 10 is equals to square root of x2 minus x1. So this will be x1, this will be y1, this will be x2, and this will be y2. So x2 minus x1, so 10 minus of 2 the whole square, so plus y2. So y2 will be y because we need to find the value of that. So minus of y1 will be 3, minus 3, right? So minus of minus 3 will be plus 3 the whole square. So now what I can do is I can bring the complete square root towards this side, which becomes 10 square is equals to, so 10 minus 2 will be 8 square, so plus y plus 3 the whole square. So now this will be 10 square, which is 100, 8 8s are 64 is equals to y plus 3 the whole square. So once understood or not, 8 square will be 64. When we bring that 64 towards left hand side, it will be minus 64, right? So 100 minus 64 will be 36 here is equals to, so a plus b the whole square. So a square plus b square, 3 square will be 9 plus 2ab. So 6y, right? So now y square, so plus 6y. So when you subtract this, 36 minus 9 will be 27. So minus of 27 is equal to 0. So finally, we have found the quadratic equation. So now we need to solve this quadratic equation in order to find the value of y. So here it is 27, right? So 9 3s are 27. So y square, right? So plus 9y minus 3y minus 27 is equals to 0. So when understood or not, right? So here it is minus 27. So two numbers that we are going to multiply, the resultant should be minus 27. When you add two number, the resultant should be 6. The solving the method for quadratic equation. So this will be 9 3s are 27. So this will be plus 9 and minus 3. So when you multiply these two numbers, resultant will be minus 27. When you add these two numbers, the resultant will be plus 6. So now the value of y plus 9, so minus 3 y plus 9 is equals to 0. So y plus 9 and y minus 3 is equals to 0. So y will be minus 9 and y will be plus 3. That's it. So when understood, so y plus 9 is equal to 0, so y will be minus 9. So y minus 3 equal to 0, y will be plus 3. So finally answer for this question will be minus 9 comma 3. So which will be option number A, right? So the y value can be two variations, right? Either it can be minus 9 or else the y value can be 3. Why? Because if you take a graph, right? If you take a graph, if there is our target is to find what is the distance, some point line, right? We know the distance, that distance can be 10 units. Right? According to the question, this distance can be 10 unit, but the 2 point can be either on any point. It can be lie here, or it can lie here, or it can lie here. It can lie on any point, right? So that's the reason we are getting a y value as two numbers, right? Either it can lie on a positive side, this side, or else it can lie on a negative side. So why? Because this length is given, which is 10 units. So this 10 units can lie on any axis, right? Which will be the answer for question number 5. So friends, that's it. I think now I hope you understood why initially we learned the formula for finding a distance, And then after learning the formula, I have taught you 2 questions which was asked in a various competitive exams, right? Important competitive exams. Previous question is also a competitive exam question, and this question is also an central government exam based question. So it's a one part, right? This video, it's a small part concept on coordinate geometry. There are many concepts on coordinate geometry. So if you are preparing for the competitive exams, many times I have told this, have a separate note for each and every topic. Just a small note, right? 30 pages note is enough. So I have a 30 pages note for each and every topic on quantitative aptitude, so that every time while learning a new concept, write it on a note, because before going for an exams, you don't want to spend time on watching my video again and again. So one time is enough to learn the concept. Once you take a notes, so you can keep on learning that notes, revise the notes monthly once or weekly once, so that it's enough to crack the questions in the exams, right? So I will be posting more videos on CSAT exam as soon as possible, like aptitude topics, time and distance, and some students are asked about the triangle based question. I will teach you everything on my channel. But before that, I have posted all the videos common on aptitude session, right? If you visit my channel, you can able to see all the topic videos, so you can start learning it. For a special video for CSAT, I will be posting as soon as possible, right? So friends, thank you so much for watching this video. And in this video, what we learned is 2 method points. One is a 2-dimensional and second is a 3-dimensional. For a 2-dimensional, we have learned the same formula. For 3-dimensional also a same formula, but you have to add another 1 point, that is Z2 minus Z1. So the same questions, all the questions can be solved by a Pythagoras theorem also, but I didn't use the Pythagoras theorem. The main reason is, in this scenario, by using a Pythagoras theorem, you can't able to get the answer. You have to use the distance formula. So that's the reason for all the question I didn't use the Pythagoras theorem. I have solved by using a formula method, right? And then we have solved 2 questions, how we apply the distance and how to find the area, and here how to find the values which are point value if not given, so how to find that point value. So all those concepts we have learned in this video, right? And as well as I have given 2 homework questions. So after solving 3rd question, I have given 2 homework questions. I hope you have got the answer. So in case if you didn't get the answer, kindly comment in the session, so that students can also know whether you are getting the answers or whether I have did something wrong in the homework, right? So friends, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you really like it, share the video to your friends, those who are preparing for the competitive exams. So friends, thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.